Hey guys, this is going to be part 2 of Ecclesiastes. We left off in chapter 2 talking about how he had everything, and Solomon and all his wisdom and all his glory, and he was mixing, he even had wood, what it was talking about growing his own fields, where he was aerating the soil, mixing the wood into the soil, and where the trees and the plants and the fields and stuff he was growing. He had everything. Had people to get stuff for him. It says, I gathered meat and silver and gold, purity and his own redemption. All the monies, everything. And the peculiar treasures of kings, and out of providences I got men singers and women singers, and the lights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. And other people couldn't make him happy. Nothing. So I was also great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor. And this was my portion of all my labor. That was feeling empty, because you guys know there is no feeling like the Holy Spirit. You're lost without it. And then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor, and I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. He didn't have nothing like the Holy Spirit. He looked back and he says, oh no, all them good feelings and stuff, I thought I was doing right, but that wasn't God's Spirit there. That was just the spirit of flesh happiness things. And we read about where Solomon gets his wisdom from. Is 2 Kings, you read about it's from God. And in this way you see Solomon why he got it, and you see God leading him to just laying the groundwork. And just like as God uses everyone. See, he knew Solomon could handle what he was going to give him. He could take care of those things, and that he would see in the end, and God would help him and guide him. And Solomon did a lot of things, but one thing that was for sure is that he always, and this is also about dreams, but he always knew that there was God. Where's verse 5 of chapter 3 of 1 Kings? In Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, ask what I shall give thee. And see, this is a dream, you guys. Verse 6, and Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he has walked before thee in truth and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him the great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to set on his throne, as it is this day. And verse 7, and now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father. I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. Verse 8, and thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen a great people, that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Solomon had everything. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, and I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? All to help the people. Just like people search for that prayer of Jabez, you guys. And it's a secret, and there it is. It was that the secret, there is no secret. It's that he prayed for other people, and that's what the same thing here that we're finding now. Watch. What did he pray for? Wisdom to know the difference, to help the people between good and bad. Because obviously, this, like we're reading in Ecclesiastes, he needs help. He found out it was all emptiness. Because he had anything in the world. Think of Babylon and the kingdom. And everyone coming to him and begging for people to work for him, to give him things. He didn't even have to do nothing. People wanted to give him money and stuff. Here, take this, O great Solomon. See, it wasn't very good. It destroyed him, but he came out of it. But it kept from the Holy Spirit. It says, and the speech pleased the Lord. Verse 10. See, he liked that he asked for the other people. And Solomon had asked these things. 11. And God said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast thou riches for thyself, nor hast asked for life for thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Verse 12. Before I have done according to thy words, lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. None greater than Solomon, you guys, in wisdom. So remember that. Verse 13. And I have also given thee that which that has not asked, both riches and honor. Did Solomon ask for any of them things that his kingdom got? Nope. We find that out right here. That thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that thou shalt be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. 14. And if thou wilt walk in my ways, it says if, and this is God's promise, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. I'll give you long life, Solomon, if you'll listen to me. See, God's promises always got an if, and that's to follow his word, his way, because he's all-knowing. He can see way down the road that we can't, and bigger than our minds. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked. Always remember that verse, 3:13 of 1 Kings. Verse 15. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And he came to Jerusalem, and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and offered up burnt offerings, and offered peace offerings, and made a feast to all his servants. Then came there 2 women, and were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. And the one woman said, O Lord, and I, this woman, dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child, and her in the house. And it came to pass on the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house. And just them 2. Verse 19. And this woman's child died in the night, because she overlaid it. It was smothered. 20. And she arose at midnight, and took my son from beside me, while thine handmaid slept, and laid it to her bosom. And I laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I arose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. So see, you got these 2 women trying to see who this baby is. And Solomon goes up and he ends up. It's a neat story, you guys. I'm sorry. It's just. And then 22. And the other woman said, Nah, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, Nah, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. This they spoke before the king. So they're going back and forth here. Then said the king, and the one said, This is my son that liveth, and this is my son that's dead. And the other saith, Nay, but the son is dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And I brought him a sword before the king. The king said, Divide the living child into 2, and give half to one and half to the other. And the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned unto her son. She said, O Lord, give her the child, and do no wise slay it. See, she knew. And then and she got the baby because she knew that he knew that that was the true mother. Love you guys.